going on, Jerome's? Tonight is the night of nights. Minnesota Vikings 14-2, taking on the allegedly 14-2 low-energy Detroit Lions in Detroit, Motor City. Vikings looking to vroom their way into the 1 seed and get things done. And I just love this team, man. Offensively, they're explosive as all get out. They got weapons all over the place. Slinging Sammy Darnold's playing like an MVP adjacent candidate. Defensively, we said this. There's no such thing as a shutdown defense anymore. All right, there's no 2000 Ravens, 85 Bears. It ain't happening with the modern rules and all the everything going in the offense's favor. But the defense takes the ball away. They can get after the quarterback's ass, and they can stop the run. That's what the Vikings need to do tonight. And also the uniforms. So I understand. You get to wear your alternate helmet twice a year. Maybe the Vikings are saving it for the playoffs. Don't know. But this is still super icy. I love it. The white jersey, white pants, white socks. So looking good. And, I feel like the white helmet, it's a little bit much, but this is a very good look. And I can't wait for a hat and T-shirt game tonight with these uniforms. Also, a couple roster moves. Vikings elevated linebacker Calvin Munson, a veteran special teamer, played with Flores in New England as well as with the Dolphins. With Common Grugier Hill out likely today with an illness. Makes sense with Munson. And then Gabriel Murphy, Patrick Jones II, out with a knee injury. Murph getting some action here. Second game elevated to the active rooster. So the Vikings, love that the Vikings going to have AVG, Grenard, Diamond Dallas Turner, Bo Richter. Hey, Bo Richter, Hottie Ward, as well as Gabriel Murphy. Let's go. Let's just go hunt. Like, Jared Goff, 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks, couple of turnovers. Woo. I don't care that Detroit has the best offensive line in the league. I simply do not care. Something I do care about is, hey, Kevin McConnell's proven that he's one of the best, if not the best, young offensive minds in the game. He is an emotional IQ genius. He and Kwesi have built a great vibe and chemistry, which is hard to do. Like, it's so delicate because you can't buy it and you can't just force things to happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen. But the Vikings have done it. Kevin McConnell's a major reason why. And of course, as you know, next year he's going to be in a contract year. And the Vikings, ownership, Mark Wilf, before the start of the season said that they're not going to discuss contracts with Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell in the middle of the season. Vikings generally don't do that, whether it's coaches or players or GMs. But now owners plan. This is from Strib. Vikings owners planning contract talks with Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi adofo-mensah after the season, which makes sense. But the price of the brick is going up. And also, if Flores stays, maybe he passes on some of those head coaching jobs because of the garbage. Like, does Flores want to go coach the Bears? No. Guess we'll see. But the money certainly going to be there. But the thing I like about the Wilfs, they will spend the money on team, on infrastructure, on amenities, on game day experience for the fans, on everything like that. That's why they're among the best owners in sports. Firmly believe that. Also, Flores, Kevin O'Connell. So as the Vikings progressing towards the playoffs, towards Super Bowl, you're thinking, okay, sometimes it's good that you don't know what you don't know, but also having experience is very huge. Now, Brian Flores won 4 Super Bowls with the Patriots as an assistant as well as de facto defensive coordinator his final season in New England 2018, where he held Jared Goff and Sean McVay to 3 points. Trace. Kevin McConnell obviously won 2021 Super Bowl with the Rams, Matthew Stafford, first season there, away from the Lions. No big deal. So that's pretty key. Both Vikings offensive and defensive play callers have Super Bowl experience. All right? They've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, got the ring, got all that stuff, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel confident about going into things. Speaking of Flores, so Pro Persuasion, per Schefter, Vikings DC Brian Flores considered one of the top 3 top head coaching candidates upcoming hiring cycle across the league circles. Schefter also noted that the NFL is not even allowing in-person interviews until after the division round is complete. So it's hard to, you could say, well, no hiring until after the Super Bowl, but then teams are completely behind the 8 ball, and plus they'll be negotiating behind the scenes anyway. So it really is tough to balance. But Flores definitely deserves another crack at being a head coach. Schefter said the other 2 top candidates are obviously Ben Johnson. I think Aaron Glenn is going to get in there as well. I think Aaron Glenn's probably going to get the Saints job, although they are going to interview Matt Nagy, fake-ass Brad Childress, which I kind of love. But Flores definitely deserves another crack to be a head coach. I think that he's a great leader of men. I think that he's learned a lot here with the Vikings. And I think that also his time with the Dolphins has ingrained in him that ownership is the number one thing. That's why I don't think that he'll go to the Bears. I just don't see that. But, a head coaching job is a head coaching job. Obviously, he seems very happy here. He's talked about how he loves coaching this defense. His family loves Minnesota. They've really embraced them as well. And I don't know, I would love to run it back with Flores for at least one more year, right? Selfishly, that's where I'm at. I think that this defense could get even better in 2025, but we'll see what happens with Flores there. If Flores does leave, I think Durante Jones would be a fantastic elevation to defensive coordinator if Flores doesn't take Durante with him, or Mike Saravo, linebackers coach, who's worked very closely with Flores, although I believe they're former college teammates, so maybe Saravo just leaves with him. Who knows? Big reason why this Flores defense has been humming is Blake Cashman outside. How about that? And we said, AVG, Grenard, all the respect. I think Cashman might be the team MVP. 13-0 with the pride of Eden Prairie in the middle. It's fantastic. Wikes fan page. Blake Cashman says playing for Minnesota has been one of the most enjoyable years in his football career. Quote, I tell everyone this is probably as much fun as I've had playing football since high school. At Eden Prairie High School. I've been on teams where it feels like we're just going to show up for work. Yeah, you all get along, but guys aren't having fun the way we are now. Part of it is he was on the Jets. He was drafted by the Jets, played for them for a couple years, then spent some time in Houston, became a starter last season. Obviously, that had to be fun getting going with D'Amico Ryans, but it's understandable. Like Cashman being home, that's huge for his family, it's huge for his friend group, and also this defense is kicking ass, and Cashman's kicking ass too. Maybe that's why he hurt his toe. He's too busy kicking some ass. That's what he's been doing, man. But yeah, the Vikings didn't have Cashman. The Week 7 game against the Lions, they got him now. I certainly think that he could be the X factor tonight. Also, U.S. Bank Stadium ranked the number 3 toughest place to play by 111 players. This is great. So the Vikings behind Lumen Field in Seattle. I don't know. I feel like the 12th man has become like 11 and a half man. Then Kansas City, of course, Arrowhead gets super loud. If ever get a chance, go to Kansas City. Just the barbecue smell from that giant ass parking lot between Arrowhead and Kaufman, and the fans are cool. Like, even if you're for the opposing team, unless you're a Raiders fan, like, they'll accept you. You'll hang out, have a couple of drinks, have some barbecue, and that place gets loud. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the construction or the acoustics, but it gets loud. It gets loud, man. Minnesota's U.S. Bank Stadium is an indoor facility, but even without the weather, the atmosphere is uncomfortable for opponents. You feel it, New York Giants receiver Darius Slayton said. As soon as you walk in there, everything is purple. Yeah, Darius Slayton also did some bad things in that wild card game. Yeah. Slayton continues, you feel like you're out of place there. That is what a good atmosphere does. It makes you feel like you're in the wrong place. You're in a different color. You feel like you don't belong there, which is kind of nice. San Francisco 49ers All-Pro linebacker Fred Werner said the fans of Minnesota had a profound effect on him. Even though half the fans week 2 were 49ers fans, I'm still upset about that. Quote, they made me think differently about how I approach just being on the sideline, just staying focused on the game, not worrying about everything else, said Werner, who is 0-3 at U.S. Bank. It's awesome. I didn't realize that. One AFC South player who wished to remain anonymous remembered what it felt like when the Vikings jumped out to a quick lead. So that's probably a Colts player. Yeah. I heard that skull chant, or Texas player too. Actually, both of them are applicable. I heard that skull chant early and often, he said. Kind of scared after that. Kind of scarred after that. But it's a cool place. I wonder if it's Daniil. That would be hilarious. Since Daniil, since 2016, when they moved to U.S. Bank Stadium, obviously he's been on the receiving end of all that love from the Vikings fans. But I don't know. I want that anonymous AFC South player to be Daniil. Just him getting it from the other side and us beating the bejesus out of the Texans. It's great. Oh, speaking of which, so we said that the Wilfs are the best owners in professional sports. Yes, firmly believe that. This is great. This is awesome. Albert Breer, Sports Illustrated. The Vikings have spent nearly $2 million on tickets for the Lions game. In a game with massive playoff implications, Minnesota took the unusual measure of buying around 1,900 tickets on the secondary market. The NFL, per sources, says the team didn't break any rules. So they literally went on like Ticketmaster and StubHub and bought a bunch of tickets. In the days leading up to Sunday Night Showdown against the Lions, the Vikings took the unusual measure of buying around 1,900 tickets on a road game sector market about $1,000 a piece for a total approaching $2 million. The team then turned around and sent an email to season ticket holders offering the opportunity to buy tickets at a much lower price point, in some cases for as little as $200 a ticket. So the Vikings and the Wilfs heavily subsidizing, getting some purple in that Ford Field. I love it, man. And also, I love that the Lions bitched and moaned about it. They snitched to the league. The rival Lions flagged it with the team's ticket office noticing the unusual activity and finding out about the email. The email said, as a valued season ticket member, we want to offer you the opportunity to purchase lower-level seats for Sunday night's game. The tickets were available on a first-come, first-served basis, and the team added in the email that they were intended to be used by Vikings fans and not positioned for resale, which I kind of like that they already tried to head it off the pass, because that would be my initial thought. The Vikings the Lions contact the league office about it and were told per sources that the Vikings didn't break any rules in the process of pulling this off. The seats the Vikings bought are centralized behind the visiting team bench area on Ford Field, which obviously will cut into the percentage of home fans in the stadium and could also work to help the Vikings' ability to communicate on the sideline. So that certainly would help. Now, 2,000 tickets, out of 60 plus thousand. Is that a lot? No. Is that not nothing? Also no. Right. So this is a great move by the Vikings. I think that this is glorious. Plus, it's something that you don't think about. Right. And the Vikings, subsidizing like 80% of the cost of these tickets. Plus, it really, sure, this could be a loss leader, but think of the fans who get those tickets. You got season ticket holders for life. Now, they might have already been, but this loyalty, I mean, that's something that literally money cannot buy, even though money did buy it. You know what I mean? So I think this is a fantastic move, and I think the Wilfs are just rock stars. The Wilfs are the best. The Wilfs did say that they're not interested in bidding for the Twins, but it does say a lot that Twins fans, who a lot of them are Vikings fans, are like, Wilfs, please buy the Twins because you run the Vikings so well. And we said this a bunch, and this is not just us kissing ass here, but the Wilfs, they spend money. Facilities, U.S. Bank Stadium, TCO Performance Center, Bar and Grill, world class. This team wants for nothing. There are some cheap-ass teams out there. The Cardinals and the Chiefs, number 1 and number 2 amongst them. Which you would think, the Chiefs and the Hunts, I mean, the Hunts are billionaires. You won 3 out of last 5 Super Bowls, but your locker room looks like high school locker room? Nah. So you got all the facilities, and you got all the nutrition. You have all the resources that the team needs. You got the GoPros for Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. Plus, they spend on players. And yes, isn't there a salary cap floor? But yes, you extend Jefferson. You extend Darrisaw. Because not only do you have to sign that contract, you have to put the guaranteed money in escrow. So that is a major, major investment. That's why you see really cheap-ass teams don't go long-term on guaranteed money and guaranteed contracts. You'll notice that. Look at the Bengals and the Bears, even though the Bengals paid Joe Burrow. But that's why they're dragging their feet on Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So you see that happening. And also hiring really good people, Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi, letting them work. Now, it backfired on them with Zimmer and Spielman, is that they didn't really understand what was going on in the building, and Zimmer and Spielman weren't talking on the last year. But overall, the hands-off approach, like they're not meddling. They're not on K-Fan on a weekly segment like Jerry Jones is down in Dallas. They're not just micromanaging. Like their owners, yes, but they don't want to be in the spotlight. They don't have the egos say like, hey, we made this trade. No, we didn't. We as an organization did. And guess what? This is going to pay dividends. They're hands down the best owners in sports, and I'm really glad that they own my favorite team. That's really about it. Plus, I just love the pettiness of this. Like, it seems petty. It's great for the fans. It's great for the team. It's a great message. Plus, I love that the Lions snitched on this because they're scared. They are absolutely scared. It's okay. But tonight, just go out, whip somebody's ass. That's what it comes down to. 1-0. We'll see you tonight. But that's it. Vikings news done for this wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Skol, production value.